Yo.
99 cents. Yeah, keep going. We good. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Baking soda's only 99 cents.
Yo. There's pressure that comes with the block. You could end up inside of a box when you get your knob buzzed by an op. After getting set up by a thought, opportunity it doesn't knock. No, that sound right there be the cops. Yep. And all of that stress that we talking still beats punching the clock. You think I wanna sweep your floor from 8 to 4? Fuck, I wanna take your orders for when your favorite star got an Audemars that's worth more than mama's car. Type of shit make you wanna say fuck the law. When your rent's due and your piss poor, nigga, we don't even own our own corner store. So quarter waters cost quarter more, huh? Wanna be an entrepreneur? We want sign checks. We want work for ourselves. We want on the nets. You're too much of a threat when you're on your own assets. So the only thing they show us is how to be an outlet. So we won't connect. They say hi like hola. Listen to Hova. Whip up a Rover. Been watching Power. Tommy and Ghost, bruh. So I need some powder. Fish scale and soda for 99 cents.
It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Yeah. You see, the money is a motive. Repeat my history, crack cocaine is like the motif. It's plain and simple, way back then my mother hustled. It's in my blood, so I feel like it's time to grind. Just like the times when niggas lied. Hold up, back then was the bad days. Motherfuckers push mad weight, I was a crack baby. Tell me nothing about my mother and the struggle. See, I love you in this fuckers trying to smoke when she hustle. Selling everything in the house, goddamn. She ain't give a damn about a spouse, goddamn. So my oldest brother had to man up, had to take care of us in the piece with 4 kids. And one on the way with no clip, no food in the fridge, on some post shit. Got food stamps from the neighbors. Ty work, he ain't ask no favors. Late night, he was shot bodegas. Over bread and some me some mayo. Kool-Aid had about 4 flavors. And when someone to cash out, Aki lashed out. Told him he'd take food stamps. $15 for that kid, fuck all that shit. Then the young nigga noticed that he could be the coldest. Take back what they owed us. Whole world on the shoulders. No food in the kitchen but the stove work. $10 in the sack and he points to the back, say, aight, let me get that soda. 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Yeah.
So let me get this shit straight. So I gotta go take out loans to go to school, a job, just to pay for the loans I took out in the first place. I'm looking at this arm and half like I should have a hammer in my arm right goddamn now. Shit ain't make no sense. Lord, make it make sense. Goddamn.
Baking soda's only 99 cents. Hey, it's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Only 99. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense.
They said free the Palestinians, then celebrate the death of Native Indians. How these other races gon' take us serious? They don't. It's silly thinking you can fight oppression with a vote. I'm so woke, I got sleep deprivation. Belly of the beast giving birth to a nation. You know how I feel to have culture and they take it. It'll never be peace, tell them free the reservation. Till it's backwards, they don't know that they exist no more. Ever try reaching out for help and you just get ignored. It's like drugs, your child fill a void. They get a youth life sentence for killing me was just a boy. Niggas poor, what we living for? Like the gamble is like 10 to 4. Police hands around your neck, they just hit record. We in war. This ain't the norm, but you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know. Mama on the stage crying. She just lost her only son to gang violence. Pops level 4 yard talking through the fence. Have you ever tried to hug your loved ones through a fence? Have you ever been hated just because your skin? Have you ever worked all week and couldn't pay your rent? Life a trip, I'm trying to catch my balance. Every step feel like I'm walking backwards. Credit card, but God check the balance. I come from where it's rough, that's why my heart callous. They want you to fall weak, that's a war tactic. Look how we live, what's scary than that? What you know about crossing the Darien Gap? Risk your life to live in hell or bury your kids. Either way we gotta suffer and they just get rich. Life a bitch, why I waste time telling you that? Cause if you ain't a nigga like me, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know.
I just float with it. Fuck what you did, I'm at your throat with it. You can learn something, take a note with it. Dedicated my life, I took an oath with it. Okay. I just float with it. Fuck what you did, I'm at your throat with it. You can learn something, take a note with it. Dedicated my life, I took an oath with it. For the blood of my brothers, we don't do no switching. I run with who I run with, ain't no clicking. Try me, do you done with no decision. Lead a scene like a Mack truck with 4 collisions. Pose everywhere, but they ain't gon' vote dissing. Coming at you live and direct, I don't do no dissing.
So like now it's time to add this in. Hey, shalom Israel. Yahweh Shemi Al Shah Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatam Shemi Al Shah to all the sisters. I hope y'all is doing well. Welcome to Real Time Revelations, the show I do every Monday and every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. UK time, bringing out the latest stories in the UK, letting you know what's going on in the news, and of course, giving you the biblical breakdown. All right, giving you the solution to all your problems, giving you everything you need to fix your life for so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. All right. Now, with today's story, of course, y'all can see the title. You know, the UK just recently opened up these they call them safe drug consumption rooms, where you can go there as an addict, as someone who's addicted to illegal substances. You can go there and you can take your drugs under medical supervision without risk of being, you know, stopped by the police or anything like that. There's no risk of being arrested. You can just go ahead and take your illegal drugs in this room that the government set up, and you know, just go ahead and do what you have to do. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna get into the story. All right, so let me do this. Let me set this up and add in screen and then split it. here. Now this is from August, right? I think this is something they were hoping to introduce in October this year, but it got delayed. It got delayed, so the drug fiends was delayed for a couple months, but it's now set to be unveiled or opened in January, right? In I think it's next week, the 13th of January, which is when next Monday. So by two more real time revelations, this crack den, this official government crack den, will be open. All right, so let's go ahead and read through the story. Let me see. UK's first drugs consumption room to be opened in October. Of course, we know that's been delayed, but let's read on in the story, right? It said service users can take their own illegal drugs in cubicles under medical supervision. All right. So the UK's first official consumption room for illegal drugs, including heroin and cocaine, will be open in Glasgow, which is in Scotland, for those of you who are unaware, in Glasgow on the 23rd of October. The Safer Drugs Consumption Facility on Hunter Street in the city's East End will accommodate up to 30 service users at a time. So you now have 30 people who are addicted to heroin and cocaine. Y'all can go up in this room, shoot up, sniff up all your bumps, get whatever you had to do. It can accommodate up to 30 service users at a time. Right? People will be able to consume illegal drugs under the supervision of clinical staff at the facility 300 days a year from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. So every damn day of the year, y'all can go up in this facility and shoot up. Like I don't know what the government is thinking or who this is supposed to help, but you now have a facility that and we're gonna read on in the story. Like it's like the aim is to get them off the streets. So now instead of doing drugs on the street, they're doing drugs in a nice, warm, well ventilated environment. It's so much safer. It's so much safer to consume these illegal drugs that are going to unalive you. It's so much safer to consume them, you know, now in this room. Not now you're monitored by a medical professional. You know what I'm saying? But just giving them access and to just do what they had to do. It says the open date was confirmed as new data. Let me see. So basically, the result of this it revealed in Scotland that the number of people who have been unalived due to drug misuse in the country has risen sharply. Also, shalom slaki. Shalom to everybody that's watching on the live. I see, of course, Kayala, Shalom Princess, Yahweh Shema, Thaba Shemi Shai on the YouTube. Come through on the TikTok, of course. You know what I'm saying? We also got sister Rakah, Shalom sis, Yahweh Shema, Thaba Shemi Shai. All right, make sure y'all is liking the video. Make sure y'all is sharing. Drop a comment. Drop an emoji in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Drop a like. Keep on tapping that screen if you're on the TikTok. Just do what you gotta do. All right. Let's get this algorithm up. All right. But it says the number of people being unalive due to drug misuse in the country has risen sharply. All right. So figures for 2023 reveal that 1,172 people were unalived due to drug misuse, which is up 121 on the previous year, which represents a 12% increase. It says Alan Casey, Glasgow City convener for homelessness and addiction services, said the rise makes clear public health emergency and one that requires radical action. So of course, especially over there in Scotland, I don't know what it is about Scotland. But Scotland is like if you in the UK, that Scotland it's like usually Edinburgh. But Scotland apparently for some reason is just a safe haven to go and get any narcotic that you want, to just go and indulge in anything to take your mind into the sky. There's all sorts of different narcotics and class A and marijuana and this, that, and the third. Like, I don't know what it is about Scotland, but in Scotland, it's real bad up there. It's real bad up there for addicts. It's real bad up there for everybody, right? Now, this, he's saying we're in a public health emergency and one that requires radical action. And apparently, action is to create a safe room where now all these addicts can shoot up safely. I don't, me personally, I don't know if there really is a safe way to take drugs, to take, inject heroin in your veins. I don't know if there is a safe way. And even like I was thinking of this story, like, okay, well, where were they going to get these narcotics? Like when I was researching it initially, and I did find the answer, but the answer don't make it better. Initially, I was thinking, okay, well, you know, if they were about safety, I guess, you know, a lot of the dangers in taking these class A narcotics is, of course, not only the drug itself, which is incredibly harmful by itself, but then you have things people are lacing these narcotics with. You'll have all sorts of things laced with different things that could just take you out, right? So I'm thinking, okay, if they talking about safe drug consumption, is are they going to supply these addicts with make sure they got the good stuff? Like make sure that cocaine is pure. That purity is so it's not laced with fentanyl and all these other things. It's not laced with spice or whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? Is that what they're gonna do? Are they gonna make sure that heroin is A grade? So so there's quote unquote less risk or whatever the hell they talking about. But it turns out the facility, they're not going to provide the drugs, and I guess thankfully, I don't know because we already know that the oppressor is the biggest drug dealer on the face of this earth. We already know that when it comes to drug dealing, you think he thinks that black people and Latinos and we the hooligans. We the drug dealers, but he is the biggest drug dealer on the face of this earth. He owns all the pharmaceutical companies. He owns all the drugs. But apparently, instead of this service providing the illegal drugs for you, because these drugs are illegal to own and to use, right? Instead of providing them for you, it's BYOD. Instead of bring your own bottle, it's bring your own drugs. You have to bring your own drugs to this room and be supervised while you shoot the heroin in your veins. And now I'm thinking like, you know, this stuff is still gonna be laced. You're still gonna have people coming in there. Like if you're a drug addict, you don't quite have the money to, check the quality of the narcotics you're buying and purchasing from people in shady corners and dark alleys. You don't exactly have the resources to check the grade. But I really don't understand what's the goal here. Like we gonna play on it in these videos and they're gonna explain why they doing this, but I really don't understand the goal. Like y'all let me know as we go through this episode and go through these articles and through these videos. Y'all let me know what y'all think of this. Like I don't see I don't see this helping damn near anybody. All right. Also, shalom to Nazamana, shalom sis, Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Shema Shai, shalom Lord of Christ. All right, so we're gonna read on the article. He said the facility would help reduce fatal and non-fatal overdoses by providing a safe and clean place to use drugs under the supervision of medical staff. Okay, so now it's supposed to, reduce overdoses. Which again, I don't see how really this is gonna, reduce overdose. You just now have a nice warm place to shoot up. But really, really, taking any cocaine or heroin or any class A drug when it's not medically prescribed is an overdose, whether it's fatal or non-fatal. Like any drug that's not supposed to be taken, like that be like, for example, with marijuana. If you smoking marijuana, you overdosing. And you taking it the wrong way, like the marijuana plant or CBD or whatever, kind of boiled oil or whatever. It has medical uses, but one, it's not supposed to be smoked, and two, it's not supposed to be taken unless it's medically prescribed. So when you taking, you smoking this weed, you're sniffing a line, you're injecting, this heroin in your body. They're all overdoses. Every single one is an overdose. So I don't know how this is going to help reduce overdose makes sense. It's counterintuitive. Like, what are we talking about? The action of taking it is the overdose. But we digress. It says, let me see right here. Glasgow has well-established alcohol and drug recovery services that work effectively with the city's high number of problem drug users. Well, clearly it's not that effective. I can tell you that much. Clearly, if the numbers is rising and you still have so many people, like you look at the streets of Glasgow, and every damn corner, you know, every alley, you finding needles all over the street, just littering the street with used needles. You know, it's clearly not that effective. I can tell you that much. You know, I had to do the scientific research. I can just look and see it's not that effective. So, you know, I don't think the way they're handling this problem is the way to go. We're gonna read on. Let me see. However, people with problematic alcohol and drug use experience, it's like it. People with problematic alcohol and drug use experience significant challenges, which puts their health at risk and well-being. It's like which puts their health and well-being at considerable risk. It's widely recognized that involvement in a treatment program substantially improves someone's chances of getting the right support mechanisms in place to help them begin their recovery. The range of interventions and services we have in the city are all designed to help meet those most at risk and address the main harms we're seeing among the most vulnerable drug users. All right, so we're gonna get some details about what this room offers. All right, it says the space has booths for up to 8 people to inject heroin and other drugs at any one time. Again, I don't know if there is a way you can safely inject heroin. Like, what are we talking about? It's an oxymoron. It's like what is a way? Oh, you know, I'm gonna set up this program. I'm gonna set up this room so people can safely commit suicide, can safely unalive themselves. Like, what are we talking about? It's a complete oxymoron. There is no way. It's like you know, there is no way you can safely inject heroin. It doesn't make sense. It says, if I read on, it says a proposal for a room where they could smoke illegal substances was removed from the original plans due to legal issues posed by Scottish anti-smoking legislation, as well as technical challenges with ventilation and filtration. So they wanted a room where they could not only inject heroin, but they could also smoke crack. Like what are we talking about? They wanted a room where they could safely and legally smoke crack, but they couldn't do it because of, you know, ventilation issues. I you know, y'all let me know in the comments, like, who is this going to help? Like, I have a feeling just the people that is promoting this idea is just they take narcotic themselves. They take drugs, they inject heroin. You know, you talking about politicians, which they're all on drugs. All of them. Every single one of them is on drugs. When you look at people in the high level, they're all in the high government and high levels of power. They are all users down there. I think they just wanted a room they could go to whenever they ready to, you know, shoot up their heroin and smoke their crack. Like I think that's what we're talking about. Because I don't see who on earth this is going to help. Now let me see. Last year, the Lord Advocate confirmed it would not be in the public interest to prosecute users of drug consumption rooms for simple possession offenses. It's like possession offenses. Good night, I can't read today. Like it. All right, it says the facility is part of a wider move by Scottish government to tackle the drug death crisis, which is claiming more lives than anywhere else in Europe. It has agreed to make £2.3 million a year available for the pilot. So they are willing to invest £2.3 million a year for the setup and for the running costs of this drug use consumption facility, where people can just go up to what? It's got 8 booths. It says up to 30 people at a time can just up their hair and sniff, you know, do whatever they 2.3 million in the midst of of a hunger crisis. Where people is hungry, the energy don't go through the food costs of the roof, and the government is like 2.3 billion to their drugs. This is a definition of a drug house, a place where you can go and take your. This is a government-led crackdown. That's what this is. But they make it, they make it look so clean, and they give all these reasonings behind it. This is a government-backed crackdown. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. This is absolutely right. Like, who is this going to help? Now, before I read, let me see. Let me read on in the story. So now we're gonna go to. So that was back in what, August. Now we're gonna go to today, right? So it got delayed, but now it's revealing to open again on the 13th of January. So let's read this. So Glasgow Council reveals opening date for UK's first drug consumption room. Those who oppose the idea fear it could downplay the dangers and divert vital from treatment-based approaches. So instead of investing in rehab, and really you should invest in the things. Let me see. It's like, I think I just disconnected for a sec, but I think we back now. Let me check it. Yeah. All right, no sweat. Salakia. It's always some connection issue, but no sweat. All right, so it says those who oppose the idea of fear could downplay the dangers and divert vital resources from treatment-based approaches. So, instead of investing in things that prevent people from going down the path of becoming heroin and crack addicts, you're investing in this room where people can, instead of using it in the street in some dingy alley or in somewhere in the forest, you can now go in this government-led crack den and take your drugs. All right, so we're gonna read on. It says, I think we already got this part from the previous article. So it says, approved in September 2023, the aim was for it to open last year, but final checks on water and ventilation systems pushed it back. Council has now said the facility on Hunter Street in City's East End will start operating on January 13th. Known as the Thistle. All right, so they named this place the Thistle, which I don't know why. To me, it just thinks like, you name this place the Thistle because you're going to prick yourself with heroin needles. Or that drug addiction is a literal thorn in your side, and going to this place, it just allows you to, it just feeds the habit. It just allows you to use it without, without, what's the word? Without judgment, without having to go find somewhere discreet. You can just go open this room and just take your drugs freely with medical supervision. So, not even the danger of, maybe ODing and being stranded out in a field somewhere, ODing on drugs. Now you're right there in the presence of medical practitioners. So if anything was to happen, you ready to be treated, so you can, get back, get revived and get ready to take your next hit. Like, it's just, I really don't understand this whole thing. I don't get it. Me personally. Again, like, y'all let me know. Y'all put in the comments, like, what do y'all think? So it'll be open again 365 days a year. So every single day of the year, this place is open. This place don't even close for Christmas. On Christmas Day, on Christmas Day, these drug addicts can go in this room and shoot up they Christmas heroin. A Christmas Day where everything is closed, y'all can still go in there and shoot up and snort your Christmas Coke. Like, good night. Now, of course, it eviscerates the, Scotland has the highest rate of drug unalivings in Europe, with the problem centered in Glasgow, which is of course the capital of Scotland. Give me 1 second. Did I disconnect again? Are we good? I think my phone just froze. All right, no sweat. So let me see what we got. It says opioids such as heroin were implicated in 80% of the unalivings. Drug consumption rooms are a regular feature in some other major European countries that claimed high success rates in saving lives. So they claim high success rates in saving lives, but I don't, you know, what type of life are we saving? Like you claim you're saving lives, but in what way are you saving lives by allowing in this room people to just take the drugs? Are you saying you're saving lives in the fact that, well, if these people were out on the street, they would have overdosed, or they would, and that you have medical practitioners right there to treat them, make sure they tended to. But okay, now you get tended to, now you're back on your feet. You're just going right back to that room to take the drug. And a life on drugs is what kind of life is that? The aim is to be getting these people off the drugs, not just allowing them to to just freely shoot up with no risk of anything with the police, or no judgment, no even risking, like, you taking away all the risk that might deter somebody from taking this drug. Someone might think, I don't, I know I'm craving it, but I don't want to take this drug. This I'm hearing these things is being laced. I'm hearing, the side effects. Like, I could really be unalive by this drug, and maybe that person will turn around and get their life together. But now you have this room where there's a medical practitioner on a standby. It's open season. Now I'm gonna play. We go right here. I'm gonna play this video showing a little bit of an insight about what it's like in Glasgow, what it's looking like over there. Let me play this video real. So this is some addict who's he has heroin, which is an illegal substance. He has heroin right there, right in front of the news presenters. Right? He's saying, they asking him how much did that cost? He got a little bit of heroin. He said the needles are free. The bit of heroin was £10. All right, so this is what we're talking about. This is how accessible heroin is in the streets of Glasgow. Maybe y'all need to do something to make heroin less accessible in Glasgow. Listen, how quick can you get it? You can get heroin within 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, this man can get heroin. Like, where is the investment in making heroin a little bit harder to get? You're gonna do something to make it a little bit harder to get. You're too busy oppressing black people. That all your police force and police energy is towards oppressing black people. You don't notice all the Turks and all the oppressors and all the real drug dealers bringing in this heroin and cocaine in your city. That's what the problem is. The problem is you too focused on the small population of Negroes that is in that city, that you don't pay attention to the oppressor with a briefcase full of heroin needles, full of bricks of cocaine. He said he can get out within 10 minutes. As long as he has the money, he can get some heroin within 10 minutes. Good night. Even while doing the interview, he was just overcome with the urge, and he needed to get that heroin inside his body. But now with this room, he ain't gonna have to go into a bush to take his heroin. Now he has a nice, well lit, like it's damn near romanticized, Now you go to this nice, well lit room. It's like, oh, it's everything's so tight, sanitary and nice. It's damn near romanticized and taking drugs. Like you don't have to go to no dingy and dark back alley. Now you in this nice room. It's not damp. It doesn't smell funky. It's it's well ventilated. All this. You gotta take your drugs in heaven. This is heaven for a drug addict. A good night. While doing an interview, this man had to go into this bush and inject. Now I know the accent is rough. I know the accent is rough. Let me translate. So they asking him, you know, they asking him, do you ever think like this that hit might be your last hit? Because there is no safe way to inject heroin. It's an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense. He says, to be honest, that would be a blessing. The way my life is right now, like it would be a blessing if that hit was his last hit and he just was unalived. So now, you making this room where people are bringing their own drugs, are bringing the same drugs that they procured on the street, that they obtained from some back alley, and now instead of injecting it in the same dark alley, they come into your well lit, it's damn near a restaurant for, you know, like what are we talking about? Like whose life is this saving? If this man was to go in that room, like is his life being saved? So he said he's spending £20 on what one bag, or you could get two for 30. So that's a steal. You had to get the two for 30. You just have to. And that's that's not 20 30 pounds per day. That's 20 30 pounds per hit. And he's saying you had to have like 5 hits a day. When you and I did, you had to have 5 hits a day. The amount of I don't know how these addicts get the money to just take all these drugs, but like a drug addict is very well motivated. But we need to like invest in something that makes it harder to obtain heroin. Can you do that? Let's see what y'all are saying in the comments. Yeah, make sure y'all likes, comment, and share this video. Bubble the water, the water. All right, let's see what we got. So he's asking, do you think this drug consumption room is going to help anybody? He said, if you're in that area, sure. If you're in that area, instead of being on the street, you can go into this room and take your drugs. But many people is thinking it's a trap. Because like what are we talking about? Like who is this really going to help? You're saying that now instead of taking my heroin by fear of being arrested by the police or being spotted by the police, instead of that, I can go into this room like it's a set. It's either a setup because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's like 1 second. It says Salaki, is the video you're showing muted? It shouldn't be muted, but it might be. Y'all not hearing the video, or can y'all hear the video? Y'all let me know. Let me see if I play it. What is it? Am I getting sound? Let me. Y'all not hearing the video? No. Okay, I think you could hit. Might have been hearing it before, but it's. Let me see if I can drop it and share it again. You know, you're not hearing it. Let me see. I didn't hear it when it was playing. Damn, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. It's not. Damn. All right, no sweat. Let me see. What if I switch it to this video? Let me see if I can switch this video. See if this plays. I don't think the sounds coming through to you. All right, let me see if I could drop the share, stop the share, and then share it again. Was y'all hearing it? Was anybody hearing it at any point, or just the entire time it wasn't playing? Let me see if I can.
The so-called consumption room will be the
It's
UK's
playing
first.
sound
It
now.
promises
I don't know
a
why.
hygienic environment.
But okay, let me go back to it. I think I kind of went over the gist of what he was saying. I kind of relayed the messages, so that should be to Rob. We show on the time, so I'm gonna go to my next video. In fact, before we do that, it's like I think y'all can hear me. Yeah, all right, there we go. Now y'all can see me. All right, before we do that, I'm gonna give y'all the solution. This is the solution that the Bible has to deal with drug dealers. To deal with drug dealers that cause and create drug addicts and destroy homes and destroy families because your father is hooked on drugs, because your mother is a crack fiend, right? This is what the Bible says. Let me share this right here. Exodus 22 and 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. You think, you think the oppressor is tough on crime. The oppressor is tough on black people. The Bible is tough on crime. The Bible is tough on crime. It says, Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. And a witch is not some old woman that flies around on a broom and, cackles and has some black cat. A witch is somebody who brews potions, who's whipping up crack in a pot. That's a witch. All right. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. And when black people were ruling on this earth, this was the problem. This was the solution, I should say, to drug dealing. Drug dealing was not prevalent when the Israelites were in rulership, because we have a law that thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. I'm gonna get another one in Leviticus 20 and verse 27. A man also or a woman who has a familiar spirit. So you have people that think that they doing seances and scam you and you think they talking to your dead relatives. That person was unalived. Or that is a wizard. Again, a wizard is the same thing. He in there brewing potions, he's whipping up crap. He's Walter White from Breaking Bad. That's a wizard. That's a wizard. All right. Shall surely be put to death. The Bible is absolutely tough on crime. The Bible don't play that because the Most High knows the danger. He knows the danger of being hooked on drugs. He knows the danger of drug dealers in the community. If we want people to no longer be hooked on drugs, people no longer to be dealing drugs, we need blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in power. That's what we need. We need God's chosen people in power, following the laws of God and enforcing these laws on the earth. That's what we need. All right. He said, they shall stone them with stones, their blood shall be upon them. And stoning is one hell of a way to go. You don't want to be stoned. But that stoning, that was a tool to, that you stone somebody, everyone's seeing you. This person is slowly being unalived by stones being licked in their head, in their chest, in their everything, until they're unalive. That's a brutal, way to go. So you would think twice about trying to lick a shot or trying to shot some weed or this down the third. Make sure this man has his 20 pounds worth of heroin. You would think twice about trying to deal anything. All right, now that's the solution. So we're gonna go back to this is another news outlet talking about the new room. So let me see. I'm gonna check the sounds playing. I believe it is.
A new facility has been approved in Glasgow that will provide medical supervision for illegal drug users. The so-called consumption room will be the UK's first. It promises a hygienic environment with health staff on hand. The idea is backed by the Scottish Government. More from our Scotland reporter, Louise Scott.
Giving drug users a safe space to inject illegal substances may seem counterintuitive to tackling Scotland's drug deaths. But this model is being used.
Yeah, it definitely seems counterintuitive. I don't know what the intuition is, but it definitely seems counterintuitive. Also, Salakia, shalom to the brother Trooper Gabar Ya'ala, shalom, and the water for helping me check the sound. All right, the water. All right, it definitely sounds counterintuitive.
Worldwide, and for the first time, there will be a drug consumption room in the UK.
There would be healthcare staff in this area who would supervise injections. Each person would then go to a booth, would be given clean equipment, clean needles and syringes, there's disposal equipment, and there's mirrors there to allow us to supervise injections.
So they got clean syringes, they can go and inject their heroin. It's all hygienic and all nice, and you're in this nice clean white room, you got a cubicle to yourself. It's like this is a crackhead's paradise. Now, another thought I had while I was just thinking of this story is like, okay, you got 30, you got what? It's either 8. I read the article. It was like they said they had 8 booths, but they say 30 people can use it at once. I don't know which one it is, but okay, say I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. You got 30. You got 30 spaces where people can inject their heroin, can do their cocaine all at once in this nice room. You have a whole city of crackheads. You have a whole city of addicts. That 31st person who you have to turn down because the room is full, he ain't gonna be very happy. I don't know. He comes knocking on the door. It's like, sorry, you have to wait. I don't think he can wait. And now you have all these as well. Like, what will he do when he finds out he's a 31st and he has to wait? He can't take his bump right now, but he needs to do something. Like, who are you helping? You might have 30 people in this room that you're really not helping. You're just allowing them to take drugs. But anyone after 30 still has to do it outside, or they get violent and start attacking the staff because they're addicts. They're addicts and they need their fix. They're gonna get in that room, whether you like it or not. Another thing, now you have a whole room of at least 30 drug addicts. At least 30 drug addicts is in this room simultaneously. Like, you have addicts and people that's homeless, and they might have some beef with some other homeless person who stole 2 vials of heroin from them. And now you have a fight in this room because there's 2 crackheads just going at it because of some beef. What if, and there's the room is monitored by medical practitioners and staff. What if some crackhead just decides to inject some nurse with heroin, with a used heroin needle, just goes crazy and just decides to inject you with heroin? Or you have a room full of people that's potentially violent, they addicts, they erratic, they're on something, whether it's cocaine, heroin, whatever the hell, spice, or I don't know what type of drugs there is out there, but all sorts of stuff that have people acting insane. Like the dangers of it. Like, are y'all not are they not thinking of okay, we have this room where 30 people can inject whatever they need to inject in their body. It's to keep them safe and keep them off the streets. I have a room full of 30 addicts. taking drugs. I don't, them nurses better get paid some extra money, but I don't think they is. I would hate to have that job. You just tending to 30 addicts, and this room is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day of the year. The dangers and the stories that are going to come out of this, I guess we will see from January 13th onwards. I guess we'll see how this whole thing plays out. Me personally, I don't see how this is going to help anybody. But let's play on in the video.
They take their own drugs here?
Yes, they would bring their own drugs that they procured out with.
So bring
The facility will be located
bring
in
your own bottle, or bring your own this, bring your own that. Is bring your own drugs to this room and get busy.
this complex in Glasgow city centre, which is already home to drug and alcohol services. It's this multidisciplinary approach that they hope will save lives.
We have a lot of partners in that aftercare area, offering opportunities to engage, be it for sexual health.
Another thing I just thought, so let me pause the video. Another thing I just thought is, okay, you have all sorts of people going into this room. They take their drugs. Like, how long is they allowed to stay in there? Are they staying in there for the whole high, or they're just going there, take it? They're supervised. Okay, you took it, you good. You had to go. We had to make room because there's there's thousands of people in this city waiting to use this booth. So you had to go. And then you have people that are going to be outside that they know you just injected yourself with whatever the hell drug. So you have people that is going to be victimizing people coming right out of that room. You have women that are going to be coming out that have just taken whatever they just bumped up with. They out of their mind. Like, you just ready to get swooped up and picked up by some person that's going to assault you. You have some, fiend, some crack fiend that's just come out of the room, and now you ready. You're just primed and ready to be robbed of whatever else you have. I mean, you're probably homeless, but whatever you have, if you have more vials on you, you might get robbed of that, or you might get assaulted and beaten, and I really don't understand this whole thing. I really don't. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all let me know.
Virus, welfare rights, housing.
Drug deaths in Scotland have been increasing continuously over the last few decades. The consumption room has been years in the planning, with the UK government only agreeing not to block the pilot last month, despite still opposing it.
And drug dependency, a deal with the root cause of addiction and drug dependence. Wrong decision.
Month, despite still opposing it.
My view is that I think that's the wrong decision, and I don't support the policy of drug consumption rooms. I don't believe that they deal with the root cause of addiction and drug dependency.
For those who have experienced drug addiction,
she is right. Like, who is this helping? You're not actually dealing with the root cause of the addiction. The root cause of the addiction is that people's lives is so terrible. They've been through so much trauma, and being assaulted when they were young, and whatever the hell they go through in this earth, in this wicked kingdom where the whole earth is in mourning because the wicked are ruling. The life is terrible when you turn to taking narcotics to take your mind off it, to just take your mind into the sky so you don't have to think about all the pain you're going through on the earth. That's the root cause. That's the root cause. That's why Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, so many of us are on drugs, because the lives we live are terrible. Absolutely terrible. And you need something to just take the pain away. Just take the pain of living. You have people that, have been through, like, so even like say you've got your the life you in, and you're poor, and everybody's in gangs because that's the culture that's around you, and now you grow up and all your friends is being unalived. Like, you go through so much death in the earth, and so many people have talked about how they take drugs to numb the pain of people that they lost. That's probably one of the main reasons. So you need to invest in the cause, like the root cause. Why are people turning to heroin? Why people turn into lean and Molly and walk? Why people turn into these things, man? I think, let me see. Do I want any more in this video?
The issues are complex. Despite having accommodation, Ronnie Hart still found himself using on the streets.
This goes into this story of this person. This person has accommodation. Like the problem isn't that many of these people don't have a room to go to take their drugs. The problem isn't they don't have a safe, well-lit, hygienic room to take their drugs. Many people do, but they still end up taking on the streets because you're an addict and you need your fix there and then. Like that's not, it's either these rooms is going to be full and overworked of people rambling to get in to use their drugs, or it's going to be empty because nobody gives a damn and you just had to get your fix wherever you get it. Like you buy the drug and then right there and then you inject it in your body already because you were already itching. You're already, been through withdrawals because you had to do something. You had to steal something and sell something or give your tail up for this amount of money. And now you just, again, this whole thing, I guess we'll see how it all works out in a week's time. I'm gonna follow up on the story and see if there's any more articles of how terribly this thing has gone. But I don't see who is gonna help. That's all. I don't see it. But I'm gonna share this. I think let me see, I got 2 more minutes. So I'm gonna share one more scripture. I think probably 2 more scriptures, all right? Luke chapter 4 and verse 18, it said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, and this is Christ speaking. This is what Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians need. Of course, all types of people are on drugs, but the people I care about the most are my people, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he is, it's like you, because he hath appointed me to preach the gospel to the poor, right? He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, and to set at liberty them that are bruised. And being an addict, you're an addict because you're poor. You're an addict because you're brokenhearted, because all your friends have been unalive because of the condition and the life that we're in. You might be an addict because you get incarcerated at a young age and you come out and now you're looking for a job, you're looking to make something of yourself, but nobody will hire you because you have something on your record and you're black. Like being black was already hard enough, but now you have something on your record, you ain't getting hired anywhere. And now you're just poor and you can't make ends meet and you just turn to drugs because what else are you going to do? Christ came for Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians that are struggling. He came for the people that are, wherever we are oppressed, and the life we live is absolute hell. All right, let me share one more verse. Let me get it right here. Matthew 17 and verse 14. Let me see. I'm going to go into the chapter. We're going to read a few more verses in this. 17 and verse 14. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. So this man came to Christ because his son had a demon on him. His son had a demon and he was acting erratic and he was, sore vexed. He was aggressive and he just one day fall into fire, one day fall into water. Like this is how an addict acts. He doesn't act in his right mind. He's vexed, he's aggressive, is unpredictable. And he might just fall in an alleyway somewhere and cause harm. This is a person that's causing harm to himself, right? Which is exactly what that demon of drug addiction is trying to do. It's trying to get you to harm yourself. Okay, and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. So the disciples couldn't cure this man. Then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? Like, how long does Christ have to be with you and show you how to heal the sick, how to get people off drug addiction? It says, how long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. Bring this brother to me so I can heal him, so I can give him the solution. And Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him. So Yahushua checked the devil out of this brother. that was acting erratic and self-harming and doing whatever, you checked the hell out of him until the devil departed and told him the solution of how to, how to fix his situation. And the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Yahushua apart. They came to him separately and said, why could we not cast him out? And Yahushua answered of them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if you have faith of a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say upon this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. So when you truly believe, like when you're in the ISUPK, there is nothing that is impossible to these priests and prophets of the Most High. The Most High will provide you with the solution. We have brothers we can go to for counsel to deal with any and every situation. So if you're struggling through anything in life, you come to the ISUPK and you will receive a solution. Now, it won't be easy. There is no magical, there is no magic one to get, to just fix your drug addiction. It's going to be hard. You're going to go through withdrawals. It's going to be painful, but you have to go through pain in order to change your life. And Christ said, howbeit this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting. There are some things that you can't expel this demon. You can't get this demon out of you unless you pray and you fast. Like that's even why we have the Day of Atonement, which is a high holy day where, you have to not eat. You can't eat or drink for 24 hours from sundown to sundown, the whole day. And that trains your mind with discipline and denying your body of the things it craves. Like the way your body craves that drug, it craves the heroin, it also craves food and it craves water. But if you can deny your body that, you can deny your body of all manner of things. You can deny your body of, over drinking or overeating or taking, all manner of narcotics. This is how we fix addiction, any form of addiction. It comes out by fair and fasting. You come into the ISUPK and you receive the solution to any problem that you have. All right, but with that is my time. I got a little bit over Salakia. All right, make sure y'all tune in tonight to the Monday law class. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a heavy class. Tune into the ISUPK United Kingdom pages. And with that, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Barakatam to all my brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatam Ba'Hashem Yahushai to my sisters. The water for y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all again on Thursday. All right, Shalom, Lord of Christ.
I just float with it. Fuck what you did, I'm at your throat with it. You can learn something, take a note with it. Dedicated my life, I took an oath with it. For the blood of my brothers, we don't do no switching. I run with who I run with, ain't no clicking. Try me, do you done with no decision. Lead a scene like a Mack truck with 4 collisions. Poles everywhere, but they ain't gon' vote dissing. Coming at you live and direct, I don't do no dissing.